Hey guys, Namaskaram. I hope you guys doing well. So here I am. Actually कुछ टाइम पहले मुझे डाउट्स थे, मुझे क्यूरियोसिटी भी थी ये जानने की कि जब राधा जी और कृष्ण जी एक दूसरे से इतना प्रेम करते थे तो आखिरकार वो दोनों साथ क्यों नहीं आए, उनकी शादी क्यों नहीं हुई। I just went through some interesting facts and just want to present those in front of you in a form of story. So I hope you guys will like it. So here we go. On one very day, there was a deep conversation happening between a son and a mother. So as Krishna was grown up and he expressed his feelings to his mother that he wants to marry Radha. His mother said she is not an appropriate girl for you because she is 5 years older than you and she is already betrothed to somebody else. And the man with whom she was betrothed to is fighting in army. He has gone for a campaign or a war, so he is not here, but he is still alive and he is fighting elsewhere. So when he will come back, he will claim his bride and you cannot marry that girl, and that's not the daughter-in-law I'm looking for anyway, because she is low-born or she is just a car-born girl. You're the chief son, we must find an appropriate bride for you. Krishna said, I don't know all these things of appropriateness. From the moment she saw me and I saw her, she had loved me and she has lived in me. So I want to marry this girl. This argument went on between a mother and a son. And mother has no words to say. So she reported to the father. And she went to him and she said in a literally very harsh tone that this boy wants to marry this girl who is not okay because she is bold and goes around the village dancing with all the boys for those times. And imagine the societies of those times. So Nanda ji, who's very kind-hearted man and who is totally in awe with his son, tried to speak to him, and Krishna insisted that Nandji thought this time to take him to the Guru and let him speak. So Guru Gargacharya and his disciple, who used to be Krishna's teacher, were there, and they said to Krishna that your purpose of life is different. It has been prophesied that you are deliverer. You are the savior of dharma in the world, and you are not born to marry this cowgirl. You have a calling. But Krishna said, what kind of calling is this about dharma? And he asked in a very anxious tone, you want me to establish dharma? But is it right to start this campaign for dharma with adharma? Talking about establishing the righteousness in the society. Is it good to start this with an unrighteous act? The Guru Gargacharya said, who has asked you to do anything unrighteous? So Krishna said, 8 years ago, when I was tied to a mortar, and this girl came and set her eyes upon me, from that very moment, I'm the source of her life. Her heart beats for me. Her every cell in the body beats for me. Not for one single moment, I repeat, not for one single moment she has lived without me. And if she doesn't see me for a day, she is half dead. She has completely lived in me and I have completely lived in her. Now if I go away, she will definitely die. I want you to know this, that when that snake came and that situation happened, if I had died, see, everybody thinks that Krishna is invincible. मतलब श्री कृष्ण की कभी भी मृत्यु नहीं हो सकती थी. बट इस मौके पे, इस जगह पे शायद कृष्ण जी कहीं ना कहीं अपनी खुद की मृत्यु से डर रहे थे. So here we go. He cannot die, but he is conscious of his own mortality. He says, if I had died there, I would have left many broken hearts in this village. I know that, but Radhe would have died right there. Guru Gargacharya asked, are you not exaggerating this whole thing? Krishna said, no, I'm not exaggerating this. It is the truth. I know this is the truth. So Gargacharya said, you are the deliverer who has to go here and there, do this and that. Krishna said, I don't wish to be a deliverer. I just love the cows, the bulls, the men, the women, the boys, the girl, and the mountain and the trees here. I don't wish to go and deliver anything, and I just want to live here. I will live with the things around here. I just want to live here. I don't want to save anybody. I don't want to deliver anybody. I just want to live here. Then Guru Gargacharya thought it's time to reveal the truth about his birth. So Gargacharya talked about the prophecy that Narada Muni had made about Krishna ji. So that very day, Guru Gargacharya told the truth about his parents to him. He said to him that Krishna, you are not Nandaji and Yashodaji's son. For the first time he revealed this to him. He's been living with them from birth, but suddenly they told him that he is not the child. Krishna just stood there silently, and he went through a whole metamorphism within himself. And always there has been something that's been stirring up within himself, which he brushed it aside and went on with the life that's happening. The moment they said this, so many things came up within him, and he requested to Guru, please tell me more. Then Guru Gargacharya said, Narada has clearly identified you. All the signs indicated you, and you have exhibited all the qualities that Narada talked about. Everything is right. You are that person that is being talked about by many ages. And Narada has fixed the date, the time, the place, and you fit into all that. It can't be wrong. Then his emotion for everything that now he has for that girl and the community and the people he is deeply committed to just got shattered. And the community he is living in, he is in deep sense of love and involvement with people around him. But this whole revelation of that he doesn't belong here, he's somebody else's son, and he's just dying to do something else. All this descended upon him with such a force that he just stood there silently and then slowly walked towards Mount Govardhan. He just walked up to the topmost point and just stood there and kept looking at the sky. The sun was setting. He was looking at the setting sun. Suddenly a tremendous sense of empowerment went through him. This was the moment of enlightenment, and he just stood there for many hours, realizing and experiencing so much within himself. When he walked down the hills, he was a completely different person altogether. That playful boy was gone. Suddenly there was a new serenity about him. There was a completely new sense of divinity about him. He walked down all these days, the people who just played with him, who enjoyed his dance, his music, suddenly they began to bow down to him. He did nothing. He just went up the mountain, stood there for a few hours, and then walks down. But suddenly, anybody who saw him started bowing down to him, not knowing what they are doing. He knew he had to leave, but before he left, this was not a full moon. The last full moon rise was over. But for once, he just wanted to for once dance and sing with the people with whom he just spent his almost half of his life. So for the last time, he sang, he danced, and everybody know that he was leaving. And Radhe just worked herself in such a bliss within herself, and she behaved like everything what was happening didn't matter to her. And Krishna went to her. He knew what he means to her, so he went to her, held her, and he pulled out his flute from his waistband and gave it to her, and said in a very humble and sweet tone that Radhe, this flute is only for you. No more flute is left for me now. And from that day, Krishna ji never played flute in his whole life. He just gave it to Radhe, and this is what the purity of love is. I guess this is the intensity of love which today's generation is lacking some or the other way. दोस्तों, प्यार वो नहीं होता जो दो लोग साथ रहकर करें, बल्कि प्यार वो होता है जो दो लोगों के अलग होने के बाद भी रहे. That is the true love. जरूरी नहीं है कि हम किसी के साथ रहें या किसी के साथ आगे आए तभी वो प्यार बोला जाएगा. प्यार एक खूबसूरत एहसास है जो दिलों को जोड़ कर रखता है और दो रिश्तों को संभाल कर रखता है. इसलिए कृष्ण जी और राधा जी भले ही साथ ना हो पाए हों, बट फिर भी वो एक थे. और कुछ लोग कई बार साथ रह के भी एक नहीं हो पाते. हमें प्यार की प्योरिटी को समझने की बहुत ज़रूरत है. So, I hope you guys love this video, and if you liked it, then only just press that subscribe button, and if not, then it's completely fine. शायद कुछ ना कुछ सीख कर आप ज़रूर जाएंगे. Thank you so much.